Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this video here is going to teach you how to play your Whirlwind Barbarian just like I do. Now, I wanted to make this a newbie's guide pretty much, and there's one reason in particular I'd like to make this guide in the first place. And that's because a lot of people I've talked to that are just starting to get into the Whirlwind Barbarian are confused of how it works, what are the requirements, and even when I first started my Whirlwind Barbarian not too long ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I really didn't know how it worked, and I couldn't find really any guides that gave me the exact information that I wanted. All of them say, you know, do this with your gear, do that with your skills, do this, do that, but none of them actually like show gameplay and walk you through it step by step by step, which is exactly what I wanted to do with this video. So as you can see, I have 182 hours played on the Barbarian, which is pretty much very low compared to like my Witch Doctor, which was the only class I liked up until I played this one. So 182 hours, 49 minutes, and I'm Paragon level 87. That's pretty good time that I've been averaging there. And I used a normal spec, Bash, Whirlwind, Sprint, Overpower, Battle Rage, Wrath of the Berserker. I'm not going to go through the explanation of all of these skills, why I chose them and stuff like that, because almost every Whirlwind Barbarian video explains that and then doesn't explain everything else. You'll be able to find another one of those videos somewhere else that explains, you know, all of the skills, why they're chosen. This video is going to explain how to play. The only other thing I'd like to say before I get started is you need movement speed, at least 24%. As you can see, I have movement speed on my legs and movement speed on my bracers. None on my boots right now. Legs, bracers. Legs, bracers. Lacuni Prowlers and Innis Temperance. They're pretty much requirements for this build. Also, another requirement for this build is Life Steal. I have Life Steal on my weapon, and I have Life Steal on my belt just because I prefer the extra survivability versus the extra damage. So I chose a Immortal King's Tribal Binding versus a Witching Hour. The rest of the gear is pretty much all Barbarian, like set in stone. Every Whirlwind Barbarian has this type of stuff. So, right now I'm going to do the normal run that I usually always do, which is Ariat Crater level 2. And Keep Depths level 2. But I'm only going to show you a little bit. The main thing I want to show you is how to get started with things. So the main thing you want to do initially is run over and start whacking these like pile of bones and stuff like this until you get enough fury to pop Battle Rage right here. Now Battle Rage is going to give you fury when you crit. And that is by far the most important thing ever. When you first start out with this like each run, you need to build up rage. And also an important thing to say is if you're playing at a lower monster power, it'll be a lot easier to, you know, work with and manage a lot of this stuff. You also probably at a lower monster power won't be able to keep up Wrath of the Berserker at all times, which I'll get into in a little bit. So as you can see, it's the first big pack of mobs, and I'm going to pop Wrath of the Berserker. Once Wrath is up, you now have to like start moving around and move pretty much at all times. Always keep a forward motion. I'm a little bit laggy here because I always lag when just starting a new game. It should go away momentarily, so just bear with me for that. So as you can see, I'm constantly moving forward here. I'm skipping a lot of the mobs, and I'm letting my tornadoes from sprint kill a lot of the ones that I leave behind. Now, I'm also spamming 1, 2, and 3 when I'm in the pack of mobs at all times. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because in order to gain Fury and proc technically the Thrive on Chaos rune with Wrath of the Berserker, you have to spend Fury. So you have to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over and over and over when you're in a big pack. When you leave that big pack, though, stop spamming all 3 of those buttons. Now, if you have Warcry instead of Overpower, you won't have to spam 2 or whatever you have it set at. I guess I should say spam these 3 abilities. I have them set at 1, 2, 3. Therefore, it's easier for me to just say I'm spamming 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason for this, like I said, you need to spend Fury in order to make Fury. So that's the most important thing. And Whirlwind will also spend some Fury, but more importantly, Sprint and Battle Rage are great Fury dumps. And when you generate Fury, as aforementioned, it will keep Wrath of the Berserker up, which is the most important thing possible ever. I can't stress that enough. that keeping Wrath of the Berserker up on Monster Power 10 is the most important thing possible. So you always have to be in the constant state of spending Fury and regenerating Fury. Now, a lot of the different ways that I guess you could say you spend and generate Fury are pretty much going through the packs and whirlwinding. Also, it's very easy to gain some Fury while you're running away with your sprint tornadoes. Depending on what your movement speed is, hence why movement speed is so important, you'll drop more tornadoes depending on what movement speed you are, up to a maximum 5 tornadoes at 25% movement speed. So as you can see, I'm pretty much like, hold on. I'm running a little bit low on Fury here, so what I'm doing instead is I'm stopping at these elite mobs, even though I have no intention of killing them, and building up some Fury, then running away again. Now, it's always important that you, like I said, keep Wrath of the Berserker up. Like right now, I could let it drop because I can use it again, but the key is to not really let it drop. You don't want to let it drop, even if you can. And that's pretty much like the essence of the Whirlwind Barbarian here. You can keep Wrath up at all times if you actually play correctly, due to the Thrive on Chaos rune. You never want to stop for elites or champions just because they're annoying and they take too long to kill. They're just not very profitable to kill. The Whirlwind Berserker works, or Barbarian works, because you can just go through everything and you can kill so many like single mobs and stuff like that, or like trash mobs, I should say. And that's really why it works. Get me away from these Fallen Maniacs before they take me out. Everyone hates Fallen Maniacs. But ultimately, what you want to do is run back and forth in each pack of mobs like this and spam Sprint, Overpower, and Battle Rage. Doing this will pretty much help you generate the most Fury possible and lose the most Fury possible, or vice versa, however, whichever one you prefer to come first. And this will keep Wrath of the Berserker up, like I've said multiple times. I'm just saying it again and again because it will beat it into your head the more and more you hear it. Now, pretty much, that's all there is to this build. It's one of the easiest builds and classes to play that I've ever encountered in this game. It doesn't take much kiting, it doesn't take much of really anything besides running through mobs with Whirlwind up, and pretty much spamming these 3 buttons to generate and degenerate Fury at the same time. Now, there's a few things you should know, which I'll get into about different monster powers here. Monster Power 10 is the easiest monster power to play this on, and the reason for this is because it's a lot easier to, you know, keep Wrath of the Berserker up when the mobs have so much more health. You're not always so much looking for mobs, where in the other monster power you'll kill mobs before you even generate enough Fury to do anything with it. And yes, I'm stopping for this elite because I hate Waller and because I have nothing else to do while talking in this video. So Monster Power 10, it's a lot easier to keep Wrath up, which is like the essence of this build. I probably can't handle Monster Power 10 without Wrath of the Berserker up. Actually, really no Barbarian can, because you're susceptible to Frozen, you're susceptible to Jailer, Vortex, pretty much everything. And I actually just let Wrath of the Berserker drop because I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy jibber-jabbering. So, that's the main thing you have to remember. Now, on Monster Power, like 1 through 5, it'll be impossible to keep Wrath up because there won't be enough mobs around. Well, I shouldn't say impossible because it has been done before, but it's improbable because there's just not enough mobs around. There's not enough stuff for you to attack and kill to just keep it up and to keep it running. And that is one of the more confusing parts of running on a low monster power. Because when I first started playing Whirlwind Barbarian, I couldn't understand why everyone else could keep Wrath of the Berserker up on MP0, but I couldn't. And then I kind of realized that back then, back when, you know, Whirlwind Barbs were created and stuff like that, people had such shitty gear that, like, nobody had good damage. And, I mean, they would have been doing, you know, they would have been able, it would have taken them longer to kill mobs on Monster Power 0, whereas I killed them in, like, 1 Whirlwind. As you can see, I have 326k damage, or 290k damage there. Well, actually, with Overpower up, yeah, 326k. That's a lot of damage. I crit all the time, I generate massive amounts of Fury, and I just completely, pretty much annihilate any type of monster in my way. And that's the pretty much essence of this build. Now, the reason you want to skip Elite packs is for 2 different reasons. One, it takes too long to kill. especially with Whirlwind. I've seen some people swap out Bash for Hammer of the Ancients, but even then, it's still, they're not even worth killing. Now, you might be saying, well, Nephilim Valor, why wouldn't you get that? Now, the reason for that is because on Monster Power 10, you have 550% Magic Find if your Magic Find is capped. And, I mean, really, do you need to add the small amount of, you know, whatever extra Magic Find with Nephilim Valor, and you're not killing the elites, therefore there will be no, you know, guaranteed 100% chance to drop this when an elite dies, or, you know, the rare that they have a 100% chance of dropping or whatever. So that won't benefit you. The extra experience is still minimal compared to what you'll be getting on Monster Power 10, and it's a lot easier to just blast through all of this stuff and pretty much focus only on the trash mobs. I made this Whirlwind Barbarian with one idea in mind: farming legendaries. And killing the most trash mobs and ignoring the elite / champion mobs is the best way to farm massive amounts of legendaries. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Those are like the basics that I can think of, and that will help you get started with a Whirlwind Barbarian in pretty much in Diablo 3 or Inferno difficulty, whichever of those two ideas you'd like to have me say there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that for Barbarians, feel free to post them in the comment section. I will do my best to answer them as quickly and as accurately as possible. Aside from that, that's really all I can think about saying. It's a pretty easy class to get a hang of. The only downside that is a little bit of a turn-off initially with Whirlwind Barbarians is there is no walk mode. In other words, what I'm trying to say is when you start playing a Whirlwind Barbarian, you can't just swap a few pieces of your gear and expect to do fine. It's kind of like a you have to run before you can walk with them. You have to like get both feet into the you know, both feet in, and you know, not look back, because you can't just, like, you need Innis Temperance, and if you weren't a Whirlwind Barbarian, Innis Temperance would be worthless. And that's pretty much like the essence of what I'm trying to say. The Lucuni Prowlers, you need that too, and without, you know, if you weren't Whirlwind, it would probably be pretty worthless too. There's no reason to stack all that movement speed if you don't need to move fast. Like, moving fast, rather, isn't a requirement of your build. As far as other things go, you don't need much all resist. You can see I'm running around here with like 460 all resist, and I rarely ever die. As far as passives go, I use Tough as Nails in the 3rd slot. I know some people like Superstition, and I've also seen some people use Bloodthirst, which Bloodthirst should be used if you don't have enough lifesteal. And aside from that, that's really all I can think of. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe to me. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. As always, good luck, happy hunting, and I'll see you guys around in the next video.